The sphere of influence of Fatima al-Zahra is extensive, and she not only appeals and is a person of reverence for the Muslim community and whom only Muslim authors write about. Rather, her character, personality, and visage actually transcend religion and the Muslim sphere. In her recent work, quote-unquote, Chosen Among Women, Mary and Fatima in Medieval Christianity and Islam, Mary Thurkle writes the following about the beloved daughter of Prophet Muhammad. According to early medieval Christian and Shia tradition, God chose Mary and Fatima as vessels for his sublime progeny. Mary, an obedient maiden, gave birth to the God-man Jesus. Fatima, sharing in the divine Nur, held the imamat within her womb. Theologians clearly relied on Mary and Fatima to articulate and expand their respective orthodoxies and notions of rightness. By defining first their pure and immaculate nature, authors transformed Mary's and Fatima's bodies into sacred containers. Fatima also served as a sacred vessel, holding the Imam's Nur within her while simultaneously sharing it. Fatima al-Zahra existed as the only female member of the Holy Family and, like her father, husband, and sons, remained immaculate and infallible. Both Shiite and Christian authors also likened their holy woman to an ancient container, Noah's Ark. The woman's wombs carried humanity's true salvation. Mary and Fatima served equally important functions in political and sectarian discourse. With such a rhetorical agenda in mind, hagiographers accented Mary's and Fatima's maternal roles. These holy women, as mothers, effectively defined the limits of community and sectarian divisions. By symbolically adopting believers to their maternal care, Mary and Fatima damned unbelievers to hell. Hagiographers advertised their holy mothers by describing their homey miracles and domestic skill. Both women experienced superhuman parturitions, multiplied food, and interceded for their spiritual offspring. Fatima, the mystical nexus of the Holy Family, rewards her adoptive kin who weep for her slain son, Husayn, and escorts women into paradise on Judgment Day. Because these women, Mary and Fatima, are both powerful in their own right, yet intimately connected to domestic private space, they can be employed by authors for a variety of purposes. Mary and Fatima can signify both female independence and agency and submission and chastity, whether in the 7th century or the 21st. Mary's and Fatima's charisma affords scholars and religious alike an important symbol of community and religiosity that may be manipulated in various ways. The holy woman's attendance within the home subtly stresses the male household's presence and dominance. In the end, however, Mary and Fatima, chosen by God as holy vessels and chosen by men as didactic models, managed to provide moral exemplars for women, promote standards of sanctity and faith, and chastise religious and political heresy. With such legacies, the domestic indeed complements public masculine authority and gains a place from feminine sanctity not easily ignored. The Prophet of Islam, who speaks nothing but what has been revealed to him and is ordered to say by the Most High, has mentioned the following glowing tributes in regards to his beloved daughter. On the Day of Judgment, a caller will call out, "Lower your gaze until Fatima has passed." I am not pleased unless Fatima is pleased. The most beloved of my family to me is Fatima. The head of the women of paradise is Fatima. Many men have reached completion, but no women have reached completion except for four: Maryam, Asiya, Khadija, and Fatima. The verse of purification, chapter 33, verse 33 in the Holy Quran, was revealed concerning five people: myself, Ali, Hassan, Hussein, and Fatima. Fatima is part of me. Whatever upsets her, upsets me, and whatever harms her, harms me. Fatima is part of me, and whoever pleases her, pleases me. O Fatima, verily God is angry when you are angry. These and hundreds of other prophetic statements and numerous verses of the noble Quran give us a glimpse into this great woman and oblige us to study her life and the legacy she has left behind. It is indeed difficult to speak about the personality of Fatima. She is the role model that Islam wants all women to follow. She is a symbol of the various dimensions of womanhood. She is the perfect model of a daughter when dealing with her father, the perfect model of a wife when dealing with her husband, the perfect model of a mother when raising her children, and the perfect model of a passionate, strong, fighting woman when confronting her time and the oppressions in her society. Fatima herself is a guide, an outstanding example of someone to follow, an ideal type of woman, one whose life bore witness for any woman who wishes to become herself and to regain her own identity. Her life was wrought with many difficulties: losing her mother when she was only 5 years old, being brought up by her father, the Messenger of Allah, who had the added responsibility of being the final messenger of God, the physical aggression and mental torture which the polytheists wreaked on her family, friends, and the believers, and ultimately having to leave her birth city of Mecca and migrate to a new home and community hundreds of kilometers to the north in the city of Medina. Ultimately, she had to witness the death, or according to most reports, the poisoning and murder of her father, with the masses vying for political authority, leaving his lifeless body to take part in elections, and finally, the rejection of her husband and his prophetically and divinely granted authority over the community by the majority of the Muslims, and tragically in the end, the physical attacks against her which resulted in her miscarriage and ultimately murder at the tender age of 18. Fatima lived like this and died like this. However, after her death, she began a new life in history.